Hello, and this is a simple Java class. Well, let's get this started. Java is made up of a bunch of classes, like this one for example. This class is public, which means it could be used in other classes. A class has a name, and this one is HelloWorld. Let's get down to what a class actually is. A class is a thing that has information or can do certain things. Like, for example, this class does its main method, which will print out "Hello World," which is like programming lingo for this is the first program I made for this programming language because I have no idea on earth what I'm doing. Anyways, getting back, you start out with brackets. Everything is in brackets. If it exists, it needs to be in brackets unless if it's starting out something like a class. A class does not need to be in brackets unless if it's private, which I'll get into later. So this right here is called a method. This is what the class does. So this method is public, which means it could be used in other classes. It's static, which means the class doesn't have to be created or instantiated for you to run this method. This is the return type. Since it's void, it doesn't return anything. This is the name. Typically a name doesn't matter unless if it's like main, then kind of matters because the computer looks for this method to run to actually run your program. Anyways, inside the parentheses are parameters. The parameters for the main method are string, which is, well, it's exactly this, in quotations and just kind of like a sentence. This is a bracket. It indicates like a list. It's actually called an array, but looks something like this. Like if we were to have an array of numbers, look like that. But we'll get back to that. And args is just a name, but it's special like main. It's pertaining to main. So if you have the main method, you have to have the string brackets args. I mean, not exactly in that order. You can do some things like that, but then you have this useless space right here, and I'm kind of OCD about my code, so there we go. It's all good in the world now. Yay, another bracket. So what's inside the main method? Well, we have a command. So the command is system's out object println method. And what this println method, it prints this line and then it moves on to the next line. So for example, we would have, I'm just making a fancy comment, it prints "Hello world," and then move on to the next line. And then you can print more stuff like that. Okay. And then you always end off a command with a semicolon. This is so the Java knows, hey, I'm done with this command. So, like, for example, you can have another command right here. Print line tacos. But then you have to end that one off with a semicolon. If you don't do that, it's like it reads this as one command, and then you get a bunch of errors, and life is not good when you get a bunch of errors. Let's face it, nobody likes errors. Okay, this is a comment. It does nothing to your code, but it helps other programmers read your code. I didn't add too many in this one because I'm explaining it via video. Anyways, let's try to run this. Now I'm not going to just do the entire Command R or Windows R on this because, well, some of you aren't using TextMate, so I'm going to use Terminal. The commands should be the same for Windows, so this is basically just the CMD in Windows. So we already saved this, well I did prior, so it's right here on the desktop, right there. So what we're going to do, we're going to change the directory to desktop. Then we're going to do Java C, which is Java compile. Going to type in the name, and it waits a little second, and then there you go, you have a class. Now classes you can run. So all you have to do is type in Java hello world. And what's going to happen? Oh, it prints out hello world in the console. That's what printing does. It prints things to the console, which kind of helps if you want to like find like an error or something, or want to see what you're actually returning. It's helpful, trust me. Okay, well, that basically does it for the first tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. And also, I have a Tumblr that has like a million other like lessons. They're not in video format, but they have a lot of good information. And since I just taught you how to read this, you should be able to take it on from there. Anyways, best of luck. Goodbye.